What is good luck by the side?
It's the last week in June, and the IMSA WeatherTech Championship returns to upstate New York for Sahlen's 6 hours of the Glen, a sprint race disguised as an endurance race at the former Formula One circuit. Halfway through the 2023 season, the Porsche Penske Motorsport No. 6 car leads the championship. A win at Long Beach back in April, their first of the season, elevates the team to the top of the points standings. But now, BMW, an underdog at the start of the season, is making moves, and the team hopes Watkins Glen will be their breakout moment. And the first customer team of GTP 2.0, JDC Miller Motorsports, continues to punch above their weight, finding their footing with a single Porsche 963 and a legendary driver, Mike Rockenfeller. If you thought we were all out of pivotal moments for the inaugural IMSA GTP season, you'd be wrong.
When I got chosen or had the opportunity to be part of this program, I didn't have any prototype experience. For me, it's just trying to improve every weekend.
Connor De Filippi, what has your experience been seeing him on track and racing against them?
Connor, he's been flat out in everything he's done. He went to Europe to try to get more experience in GT cars.
Everyone at BMW and RLL were working, burning the midnight oil for months and months and months trying to get these cars together.
He was running with Audi for a while. BMW noticed him. Here he is now and kind of helping lead the charge with that 25 car.
Up to Daytona and even into Sebring, it was more of, okay, is the car running? All right, good. And once we cleared that hurdle, it allowed us to really start developing setup, developing systems.
Preparation for here was quite important. We know it's going to be one of the toughest. The traffic loads are huge, 57 cars of varying talent levels and experience.
We're racing to win the weekend, and in order to win the weekend, you need to keep it on the island.
BMW's road to the midseason hasn't been easy. With a late start, the team had a lot of testing to catch up on, and a ton of work to do, both on the tarmac and back at the BMW in-team RLL headquarters in Indiana. But persistence pays off, and BMW has found their way onto the podium in 2 out of the first 4 races, putting them in position for the first time this season to launch an attack on the top of the standings.
Go!
Pit stops are on the razor's edge between winning and losing. 1 week before Watkins Glen, at their shop in Indiana, the BMW in-team RLL crew is perfecting their technique by repetition.
The goal of the day was just to try to get the guys working on pit stop practice. We got a few new guys to mix in to learn technique. So the goal of practice is to be quick and efficient, but so you learn through mistakes. So things may not look as clean today, but we're completely okay with that. Just about getting the reps in. We've been doing practice all this week, getting ready for Watkins Glen.
We have 2 cars here. It's a big process to get these things up and running. These are beautiful cars that BMW makes for us, and it's a joy to campaign them.
You can fire up now.
BMW Rahal decided late to come into the GTP fray. We started a little slow, but we're moving up nicely, I think. We had a good test at Watkins Glen. I think we'll have a good chance to go win that one. I mean, that's the goal. We're here to win races and championships.
Go!
Fast forward to race weekend. The JDC Miller team is doing their own practice session for driver changes.
1, go.
It's no surprise the highly experienced JDC Miller Motorsports is the first customer team in GTP 2.0. Campaigning a Porsche 963, their secret weapon is Mike Rockenfeller, aka Rocky, a legend in the paddock.
The right belt for me is a disaster somehow. What about the magnet? 3, 2, 1, go.
A multiple Le Mans winner and former factory driver for Porsche and Audi, Rocky has the experience to face down manufacturer teams and to be a mentor for his 19-year-old Dutch co-driver, Tijmen van der Helm, who's recently stepped up from IMSA LMP3.
All right. Tomorrow we should do a few more. For sure.
JDC has been in this business for a long time. The emphasis is going from a regular prototype to a GTP car, their crew has remained consistent throughout the years that I've known them, which is a major plus in car racing. So their learning curve has been very short.
The brake temp should be a bit more under control. So I don't know, is that Delta or which one? And which, you changed it?
I went from -5 to -3.
What are you talking about? Yellow Delta or brake
Actually,
bias?
when I had the rear lock here, we went from -5 to -3.
As the teams are set to qualify, the rain comes. The race order is set according to teams' championship points.
We'll have two types of dry race compound tires. So typically Watkins Glen is very high-load track. This weekend we've had much cooler conditions than predicted. We're actually struggling to turn the tire on, making the race tomorrow interesting. It's all going to be about how much risk you're willing to take without ending in tears.
With the weather bringing cooler temperatures than expected, Michelin offers teams a softer compound tire for the race, another variable for team strategy.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
With mixed conditions during practice sessions and a canceled qualifying, teams now prepare to go head-to-head. But no one has gathered as much data as they need, and everyone is on edge.
Qualifying didn't happen due to weather, so Nick Tandy will start on pole position.
Get ready for the start. Be ready.
Get on your feet. Here we go. 57 cars coming to the line.
Green flag, green flag.
And the Sahlen 6 hours of the Glen is underway. Nick Tandy down into the first corner. He's already got everyone. And it's a turnaround. It's one of the BMWs. It's the second of the BMWs.
Turn 1, we got the car off driver's left. Turn 1. You're just trying to get back to the pits. You see the damage?
Nose.
They've gone full course yellow.
The GTP cars, with all of the power that they've got now, are notoriously hard to drive on cold tires. And Watkins Glen is such a fast start that if you don't have enough heat in the tire there, it proves potentially treacherous.
Well, initially I thought it was 100% my driver mistake. It's too early to say. The fact is I lost the car when there was a straight line, so it is a shame.
Drivers settle in, but the blazing heat predicted earlier in the week now takes hold, and teams must decide which tire compound is the right one to use. The wrong choice could cost them the race. For JDC Miller, Mike Rockenfeller's experience becomes even more crucial as the team's Porsche 963 develops an issue that's holding back their lap times.
We have a lot of vibration. We have to fix it. We just need to bleed the left rear, that's all. We've been trying to fix it. We got tire pressure issues. Go, 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 go.
Toward the middle of the race, we started to see a lot of things mix up. You know, there are some teams taking a gamble on potential weather coming. There are some teams that are playing out their soft and medium tire compounds.
Track position's pretty key this weekend. It's difficult to pass.
As things start to look clearer, I think people start to get a little more aggressive.
After a strong start, Sebastian Bourdais in the number 1 Cadillac is now under pressure from Connor De Filippi in the number 25 BMW. As he makes a move on a slower GT car, the Cadillac gets loose. Sebastian corrects, but the BMW is close behind, and they collide. Both cars come in for repairs.
For sure, 100%, the fast action of that crew being able to do that work quickly is what kept them in contention to win that race.
BMW isn't the only car in the pits, as rival Porsche number 7 car heads in for a motor generator change.
Drama for a car that has led the race. This is the Porsche number 7.
The end of the race was very tense.
The BMW hits 3 laps before the number 6 Penske Porsche. That's called an undercut. That's when you pit early, take new tires, and try to take advantage of the speed that you're going to have for those next few laps to take that lead and take that win. The Penske pits and comes out just behind the BMW.
190 laps completed. BMW lead by 5 seconds. There's no room for error here.
New best lap there for Matthew Chamonix.
Oh, well, Chamonix is closing in, under braking quite significantly. Now, 3 cars wide on the track. The leader's got nowhere to go. Here comes Chamonix. He'll have to pick a side. Left, right. He can't go through the middle. He's got alongside. And Chamonix's got the lead. He's got the lead for a moment. He's got the lead. Connor de Filippi, he had no choices.
That is an almost impossible call. He didn't get past because he was a slower driver. He got past because of a funky situation that was going on with lap traffic. He's on the tail of the Porsche and he's coming, but we have a gigantic wreck in the GT class. We've got a BMW that's flipped end over end and is parked on the side of the road with just 3.5 minutes left in the race. It ends the chance for Connor to take back that spot, and Porsche crosses the line first.
It's easier to chase than this to lead, but he knows that. He's got to be so pissed off. I mean, we don't have to say No.
He's frustrated. They had a little more pace and they just got lucky. Yeah. Had one chance, I saw a gap, directly went for it, and it worked out. So yeah, I mean, super pleased with this win. So frustrating.
But the celebrations on the Watkins Glen podium would not be the end of the story. After a post-race inspection, the Porsche Penske Motorsport No. 6 car was found to be in violation of a technical regulation, putting it last in the Watkins Glen GTP finishing order.
Once you get into technical inspection, they look at things like ride height, and one of the things they look at is the thickness of these skid plates under the car.
These cars run very low to the ground, and with as much downforce as they get, the tire compresses, the spring and the shock compresses, and these things are right on the deck. The series is trying to limit that in a way, so they force them to run these rub blocks. And the tolerance that they allow that rub block to be worn away is what the infraction was.
The number 25 car emerges victorious. It's BMW's first win of the season and elevates it to second in the Manufacturers' Championship, only behind Cadillac.
Someone sends us the article and I was like, no way. It's a cool moment. I mean, they haven't won in, I think, 23 years in prototype top-level sports car racing. So to give that momentum moving forward, it's a big deal.
On the next Win the Weekend, the IMSA Sports Car Championship returns to the National Park of Speed. Come for the trees, stay for the great racing at Road America.